Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into everything today. I don't even know where to begin. I'm tired again. We're here with our good friend with her green background, the one and only Miss Sarah Fraser.
Hi, David. How are you?
You go between that green background and those waves, and you've got a lot going on over there.
It's kind of like my personality, David. You know what I mean? Like I'm never the same day to day. I love change. I like to keep it different. I like to keep it on our toes, you know?
If I have a complete mental breakdown from doing this podcast, is that how bad is that? Has nothing to do with all this Jersey bullshit. It has nothing to do with that at all. It just has to do with the fact that I am working.
David,
I need to go away for 2 months and not come back. I'm so tired.
How many? I think people don't know this if they're not in the business, but one of the things about you, you have so many shows in advance because so many people want to be on your show. How many shows have you, they call it in the can, right? Like how many do you have in the can yet to release? 100, 150?
Is that no, I do not have 150. That would be crazy. But when all these, excuse me, and I'm not looking for sympathy, trust me. But, when people are like, oh, why is this show old? Well, you watch what's on the TV and it's old. This is why people want to come on and listen. They do say it's in the can. That is the lingo. Look, you just don't say no to certain people that want to come on your show. Like the timing does not work around you. It does not work that way. There will be some, but no one's going to get mad at you. They're just going to go away. And when you are ready for them in 3 weeks, they will not be ready for you for 6 years. So when
you
someone
have to say
wants
yes.
to come on, you just have to say yes if you want them. But I had a day like that yesterday where I had 3 in one day. And
It's too much.
It's like for people that don't realize it's a lot because you have to prepare. You want me to back someone against the fucking wall and get the ask about, getting, your hair pulled, your face punched, a drink, whatever you want me to ask someone. There is a lot of preparation that goes into these questions. And so yesterday was just a day of like, I'm not a human being. I am an animal. And
I know.
I don't know what my point is of complaining, but I'm having
no. Today I've got a crazy day. I have one of America's top porn stars turned pastor I'm interviewing later today. And he says he's straight. He did hardcore gay porn for years. He won an AVN award, which is like the top porn award. Well, he used to go by Rocco Reed. Now he is Joshua Broome.
Familiar.
Well, our friends at the New York Post picked his story up because he is trying to share with people that no matter your past, you can evolve into whatever you want. Now, apparently, I don't know. He did something like 100 or 200 films and made millions of dollars. Would you have stopped? Now, I got to ask him this. Me neither. I would have sucked dick for the rest of my life for millions of dollars. You and I are working this hard. We ought to get into porn. We ought to have sex with each other while doing these and then see if people will pay for that.
Listen, OnlyFans, I had that loss of Pippin on the show. OnlyFans is a game changer. So what do you want to talk about here today, Sarah?
All right, where do you want to start?
You tell me what is on your particular mind here today.
Porn and OnlyFans. Well, I think we should start with, you have been the headline. You have been the headline for the past week. I texted you. I said, I've seen you on bloggers, your picture on bloggers sites that don't even really cover other podcasters covering you. And honestly, there was so much about you and Margaret Josephs and being the blogger leak that the women referenced on Jersey. I actually need you to break it down for me. And then Tamara talked about you. Teddy talked about you.
Listen, so I did a Patreon show with Miss Kim D about this. So let me give you the abridged version because we don't want all the Patreons to say why you shouldn't. But the real abridged version is look. First of all, let me back up and make a statement. This is an actual statement. When I rebrand myself and am done, now you've woken me up. When I am done running the Behind the Velvet Rope podcast, in my next life, I am going to come back and have a course that I am going to teach about things that are said about you on the internet. And I can honestly tell you, you can talk about my face. You can talk about my ears. You can talk about my glasses, my teeth. You can talk about my whole face. You can talk about my body. You can talk about every part of my body. You can talk
Okay.
about my mother. You can talk about my father. You can talk about my sister. You can talk about people in my family that have passed away. You can talk about my voice. You can talk about my podcast. You can talk about anything that I have ever done in the entire world, including my physical looks. There is not one comment that will affect me. Hand to go for it, spend your time, waste your time. So just, I want to start with that. Because
Okay.
like certain people were reaching out and I appreciate it. Like, I'm so sorry. This is going to hurt your business. Like, nothing's hurting anyone's business. Okay. So like,
Yeah.
the numbers are there. There's no show has suffered. So people are dumb. So first of all, say what you want. I literally don't care. I mean, no, like, I mean, how, like what? Like, I'm not a blogger. Like, I interview people. And, I think another thing that people were like, aren't you supposed to be impartial? Like, no, it's very simple. When I do my show and you are on my show and I am interviewing you, whether you are, Margaret Joseph has been on my podcast. She doesn't get a free pass because she's my friend. When you're on my show and I am interviewing you, you are getting a David interview, whether you are my best friend or my worst enemy. Like, I am going to come for you if there's questions to be asked. Margaret included. She doesn't have it so easy when she was on my show the first time.
Yeah. You're known for that.
So like, that is, we are at work. You're my friend, Margaret Josephs, and I now have some questions. Do you think this was nice to say to Teresa? Do you think, I mean, it's a real interview. Outside of that, I can be friends with whoever I want. The two trains don't meet. One has nothing to do with the other. People sit in a desk and go for drinks with their colleagues. So there's not going to be any friendships. And like I said to Reality Blurb when they called and said they were running a story, whether I gave a statement or not, like I gave a statement of like, my podcast isn't ending anytime in this lifetime, and neither is my friendship with Margaret. So nothing bad happened. For everyone who's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's like bad. Yeah, but yes, the whole world, I woke up and there was a gazillion DMs and it spiraled out of control. And I guess people were reaching out to Margaret and saying like, David's the blogger Teresa was talking about. And, making this assumption because I was at Margaret's mother's 75th birthday party and I was at other events this season. I was at Margaret's Pride party, which was not shown. It was shown in the trailer. I am friends with Margaret. So people, when Teresa said you're leaking it and it's getting out there, people are like, Teresa, no, Teresa knows me. She knows I'm friends with Margaret. So people were like, Teresa is specifically talking about you, David. And Margaret is telling me things, and I am